Hi guys, Kim here, welcome to Backyard Blooms. In today's video, I am going to plant this in my wet side garden in the hard clay. So today, if you have not, or if you don't feel comfortable planting in the hard clay here in Zone 8, Charlotte, North Carolina, I'm going to show you how today. Whoop, whoop. Look how pretty this plant is. All right, guys, if you are wondering what this gorgeous plant is that I am going to put in this wet side garden, I love the variegation and I love the multiple interest that this plant has. Plus, I just need something to brighten this area up. I have way too much green. So I thought this fit the bill. I went to, where did I go? I went to Wilson's nursery yesterday just to get something for the slugs, because you guys, I have slugs galore this year. I don't know what the deal is with slugs this year, but comment below if you guys have slugs galore. I don't know, all my neighbors said that they have just an infestation of slugs, and they're everywhere, in my containers, in my flower beds. I was cleaning out some of the, cutting back my pink cashmere yesterday, and I found snakes. And I went to town with my snake, with my root slayer, you guys. I am freaked out by snakes. And I just saw tons and tons of snails, not slugs, but snails. That's what I have, just a ton of slugs this year. So anyways, yeah, that's what I get for going to the nursery just to buy one item. I don't have any kind of, what do you call it? Resilience. I don't have any kind of trying to think of the word. What do you call that? I got resilience in my head. When I get a word in my head, I just cannot get rid of it. So let me tell you about this plant. This is my Monet Purple Effect from Proven Winners. I just went to the Proven Winners Signature Garden, you guys, for the 2024 Signature Garden Signature Experience. That's a mouthful. And oh my gosh, it has just created a whole new life in me. And then when I went to Wilson's Garden in Rock Hill Nursery yesterday, I found they just had a ton of new shrubs, and this is one of the Proven Winners shrubs that they had. This one is called My Monet Purple Effect. It is a dwarf Weigela. Now this one, I am a Zone 8, and I only bought one. I'd really like to have more of these, but this is a USDA Zone 4 through 6. However, they said that this plant does do well in my zone, so I'm going to try it out to see if it does. Now, if I'm a Zone 8 and I'm planting something like that's in a Zone 6 or a Zone 7, then I want to have, it needs sun, so I'm giving it morning sun, but this area right here has shade in the afternoon, in our hot shade. So that's why I'm going to plant this plant right here. It doesn't not get very tall, so that's why I'm having it more in the front of the garden. It only gets 1.5 to 2.5 feet tall. So tall and wide. And like I said, it's a Zone 4 through 6. It takes 6+ hours of sun. Let me tell you about this gorgeous plant. Plant My Monet Purple Effect Weigela for colorful flowers and foliage. Neat variegated leaves take on purple tones and abundant pink flowers appear in late spring. Who would not want this variegated, beautiful plant that has gorgeous, abundant, they said, pink flowers that appear in late spring? Me, I want it. I've got it. So I'm really happy. I hope it does good here in my zone. So for those of you that have not seen me plant in the hard clay, this video is more for you. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to name this video How to Plant in the Hard Clay. So here we go. I'm going to tell you exactly what we need for today's video. I'll get up. My Monet Purple Effect. Look at that gorgeous pink flowers there in the spring. Look at the foliage, you guys. All right, you guys, so I'm going to tell you my two favorite tools for digging. The first one is this power planter tool. It comes with a DeWalt drill, which I absolutely love. It's very powerful. I've used other drills, and this combination works best because we do have the really hard clay, and this one is powerful to be able to dig through it. And the reason why I like this power planter so much in my hard clay is because it digs it up and it like makes the particles really, really small, and it's easy for planting. And I think not also for easy planting, I like it also because I feel like the roots in the hard clay are really, really hard for them to get down into, which I know roots are like pretty resilient anyways, but that's the reason why I like it, because it just mixes all it up and makes it real small particles. I don't know how any other way to say it other than that, and you'll see, but it makes it easy for planting, and I think the plants like it too because they go through stress. They're going from the nursery to home in the car, and then the stress that they have also into the ground, and I think it just gives them a little bit less stress. So this is my favorite. My other favorite is this root slayer. So if you can't afford the power planter, I love this root slayer. So it's also great for digging up plants and planting too. So it's got these serrated teeth right here. Do you see that? And I think it makes it really, really good for planting. A nice really handle. It's like heavy enough, and you can like forcefully put down into the ground. So for me, it's great to dig up plants and to plant with. So this is the root slayer. I'll have this link also. This is from Amazon. Every time, every time, guys, that I plant, I use this biotone right here from Espoma. This makes the roots like take hold better. It says promotes bigger blooms, roots for planting flowers, trees, shrubs, and vegetables, and I use it on everything. Annuals, shrubs, perennials, I use this on everything, and I think this is a big success to what I have going on in my garden. Next, we're going to use some compost. So the hard clay's got a lot of nutrients in it, and it holds on to water really, really well. But I just throw a couple of handfuls of this compost in there. This one's called Black Cow. I can get this anywhere from like Home Depot, Lowe's. It runs in the $6, $7 range currently here in 2024. And another product that I really, really like too is the Land and Sea compost. I really like that too, but it's just a little bit harder to find for me. But Wilson's has it. Wilson's has the Land and Sea, and so does Jenny at Creekside. So if I really, really want that product, I do, and I can go get that. And Amazon has that too, and I'll have the link on my Amazon link as well. My favorite gloves currently are these H2O gloves. They hold up pretty well, and I dig a lot into the garden. So that's my favorite gloves. And the Hori Hori knife. I use this more than I do scissors. So I'm going to open my Black Cow with this as well, and I can dig around in roots with this a lot too. Like if I have a small area and I need to like plant like say an annual and it's nothing but roots, and I need to get all those roots out in order for me to plant my annual, I like to use this. I use this tremendously. Get you one of these too. And we are going to plant it right there. I think that's a gorgeous spot for it. All right, so I'm planting on a hill, so it's pretty tough up here for me. So I just kind of make the spot like I do it just by wiggling this. Got a weed that I can see, and then I move it out of my way. And then I move all the mulch out of the way as well. Got some nice worms right here. I have something here. I don't know what I had. I can't even read it anymore. And then I'm going to get my power planter, and we're going to make a hole right here. And I see grubs, worms. All right, you guys. So I do already have some good compost on top of this hard clay. And when I developed this landscaping, this west side garden to prevent erosion on this, because I'm in between two houses, when I did that, I kind of did the lasagna layer method or the no dig method. It's called like lots of different stuff. However, we just came with I had a little bit of sod still in here, and they said sod's really hard to get rid of. And I do have a few pieces like pop up every now and then, but if sod gets no sun, it's gonna die. So, however, we just pretty much took the ground all the way down as close as we could to get rid of all the sod that we can see. And then I layered probably 2 to 3 inches of really good compost. And I really, really like the super sod yellow bag of compost, especially if you're doing a big area like this. And then we put down 2 to 3 inches of mulch. Now I need to come back and mulch this area again pretty bad because I've been planting a lot, and a lot of it I think is just kind of gone down this way or has disintegrated or whatever it does. So anyways, I do have some really good compost already in here, but I do want to show you, if you don't have any compost laying on top of your hard clay, that you want to throw a couple of good handfuls of compost like the Black Cow. Nasty grubs, nasty grubs. More grubs. Ah. Okay, so after I get my hole good and started, I want to go ahead and take this plant out of this container because I'm going to put some of the dirt that's in this hole into this container right here. So just kind of push the sides to kind of loosen up this plant right here, and then we're going to gently pull it out like so. And we're going to kind of examine the root base, which this one is not root bound whatsoever, so it looks great. So we're going to put it right here on the side, and then I'm going to take this container and I'm going to fill some of this soil in here. You can use the shovel if you'd like. Let me go get it. See how the dirt is just really nice and fine? So I think the plants really like that and appreciate it. Dig some more. I have a bulb from something. We'll plant that back. See the nice consistency of it, you guys? See how it's broken up? And then you could see that really nice compost in that hard clay too. All right, so I'm gonna use my hori knife, and I'm gonna cut my bag with this, with that. this is what that black cow looks like. Right there. You can kind of see how when it breaks up, just really good consistency there. So just a couple of handfuls, all I'm gonna do. I really like to backfill with this too. Like once I plant my plant, I like to put this around the plant. And then here is the Biotone from Espoma, Biotone Starter. This link is also on my Amazon. You can find this at some nurseries. So over here in Charlotte, for instance, I can get this at Wilson's Nursery in Rock Hill. I can get it at Jenny at Creekside Nursery in Dallas. And I can also find it at Pike's Nursery. I've never really seen this in Home Depot or Lowe's. I wish they would start carrying this because I use this like I go through butter. Love butter. All right, now that I have all of this in the hoe, my Biotone and compost, just kind of give this a big little mix with my power planter. All right, let's see if this hole is big enough. Kind of put my plant in there. Now, and if you can see this with all this stuff right here. So I'm on a hill. So I might be at a good depth here, but I might not be here. So I might have to build my mounding up here more so than here. But what I'm looking at is back here. I want to make sure I plant this about 1.5 to 2 inches above the ground. So I might go just a little bit deeper. Okay, let me bring the camera a little closer to show you what it looks like in the back versus the front here. It might be still a little deep. This is my soil. This is my plant. Do you see how this is a little bit higher than the soil level here? The reason for that is because our clay does like hold on to water so much. So if I'm watering this, I want it to drain really well. So if I had it below the soil level, the water is going to go down into this hole right here, and it's going to cause this plant to have root rot. And for me, that's probably, I water my plants really well. Sometimes I don't know if I water it too much. However, if I know that it's draining really well, it really doesn't matter. You just don't want it to die because of root rot. And here in Charlotte, especially with the arborvitaes, I think that's the #1 reason why the plant gets dead. So just to go to show you. And then over here, do you see how it's a little bit higher over here? So we're just going to mound that up more with the dirt. And I never ever take out all the original soil. You want to use 85% of your original soil, 80 to 85% or so. Now that I have it planted, then I'm going to pull some of this dirt back up over it. I don't know what this is. So I'm emptying that container, and then I'm going to bring the soil all the way around, and we're going to make sure the roots are completely covered. Get these little babies out of here. You don't want to bury those. Do you see how it's mounding? Mounding right here. You want it mounded. Get it out of my dianthesis right there. Okay, this is a grub. So I'm really good, you guys. I've been putting out everything. I've been putting out the milky spores. I've put out dubicide. However, I've been really good about doing it on my grass, but not into my gardens. So I need to be a little bit better than that. These turn into the Japanese beetles. That's what these things do. They're nasty. And then look, there's the snail. You see? Told you, I've got just an outpouring. These things I've found about 6 just in my hole so far. This soil is pretty wet, so I don't think I'm even going to come back and water it. It's still pretty good. And then I'm just going to tap my foot all the way around the plant and get out all the air pockets. And then I'll plant this other little bulb right here somewhere. Get down in there. Grubs. Ugh. I just smush them when I see them. It's gross, but good thing I got gloves on, right? All right, and if you had your mulch, then you want to bring your mulch back up around it. I don't have a whole lot. I'm going to have to go get me some more mulch. All right, so now that I got the plant all planted, I got the air pockets out, I have a good mounding, all the roots are completely covered. Then I'm going to come back, and I like to top dress it with this compost right here. Just gives it a little bit extra nutrients and makes it, I feel like, makes them happy. All right, you guys, so I just need to clean up my mess, and that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, like, let me know. If I can answer them, I will. If I can't, I'll find out, right? So I'm like sitting on some plants over here. So that is how you plant in hard clay soil. So I hope you liked this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It helps me tremendously with my videos, with the logarithm, however you say that on YouTube. And it lets me be able to get out and do more of this for you. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.